Ancient Egypt is one of the world's oldest and most famous civilizations. It grew along the banks of the Nile River, in what is now modern-day Egypt in North Africa. The land was rich and fertile thanks to the river's yearly floods. These floods allowed the Egyptians to grow crops and build a powerful society. The people who lived here called their country Kemet, meaning the Black Land. This name described the dark, rich soil that the Nile left behind. Egypt was a land of deserts, but the river made life possible. Over thousands of years, the civilization grew stronger and more advanced. Pharaohs ruled as kings and queens, believed to be chosen by the gods. They built great monuments and temples that still stand today. Many tourists visit Egypt to see these wonders and learn about its history. From the earliest times to its final days, ancient Egypt shaped the world. Its secrets still inspire us to explore, study, and imagine what life was like so long ago. Before Egypt became one country, it was divided into two lands, Upper Egypt in the south and Lower Egypt in the north. These lands often fought over power and resources. Around 3100 BCE, a leader named Narmer, sometimes called Menes, united both lands. He became the first pharaoh of a united Egypt. Narmer's unification of Egypt was a turning point. He created the first dynasty, or family of rulers. This began a long line of powerful kings and queens who would rule for centuries. The pharaoh wore a special crown that combined the red crown of the north and the white crown of the south, showing he ruled over both lands. With unification, Egypt became stronger. The government could control floods, collect taxes, and organize workers for big projects. The people started to see themselves as one nation, with the pharaoh as their leader and protector. The birth of ancient Egypt marked the start of a civilization that would amaze the world with its art, buildings, and achievements. The Old Kingdom, a pivotal era in ancient Egyptian history, lasted from approximately 2686 to 2181 BCE. This extensive period laid the foundation for much of what we associate with ancient Egypt. It was a time of significant cultural, political, and religious development. This period is particularly famous for the ambitious building of the pyramids, iconic structures that continue to captivate the world. These weren't just tombs, they were statements of power and faith. Pharaohs like Djoser, a visionary ruler, and Khufu, with grand aspirations, wanted to be remembered forever, not just in life, but for all eternity. Their legacies were paramount. They ordered huge, monumental tombs to be built in the harsh, unforgiving desert, testaments to their power and devotion to the afterlife. These structures were meant to last. The most famous pyramid, standing as a symbol of Egyptian ingenuity, is the Great Pyramid at Giza. It dominates the landscape and the imagination. It was specifically built for Pharaoh Khufu, intended as his final resting place and a gateway to the afterlife. It is also the only one of the original 7 wonders of the ancient world that is still standing today, a testament to its incredible construction and enduring legacy. Thousands of dedicated workers, skilled engineers, and talented artists worked together in a coordinated effort to build these giant stone monuments, moving and placing massive blocks with incredible precision. They used relatively simple tools, crafted from materials like copper, but showed great skill, ingenuity, and organization in their construction methods. During the Old Kingdom, Egypt's government became significantly stronger and more centralized, allowing for these large-scale projects. The pharaoh was not just a ruler. He was seen as a living god on earth, a divine intermediary between the people and the gods. He controlled virtually everything within the kingdom, from the vital agricultural lands to the powerful army, ensuring stability and prosperity. A network of dedicated officials helped him manage the kingdom, collect taxes efficiently, and maintain peace and order throughout the land. The people deeply believed that if the pharaoh was content and prosperous, the gods would, in turn, bless Egypt with abundance and good fortune. But, like all great eras, the Old Kingdom eventually ended, giving way to a period of transition and change. There were growing problems with the economy, shortages of food, and the distribution of power, leading to instability and ultimately, decline. Still, despite its eventual collapse, the pyramids remained standing tall, a timeless symbol of what the ancient Egyptians were capable of achieving, a lasting legacy for generations to come. Following the prosperous Old Kingdom, Egypt faced a period of instability and fragmentation. This era was marked by political upheaval and a weakening of central authority. But around 2055 BCE, a resurgence of strong leadership emerged, and these leaders successfully reunited the divided land, bringing an end to the chaos. This reunification marked the beginning of the Middle Kingdom, a period of renewed stability and prosperity that lasted until about 1650 BCE. It was a time of significant cultural and economic growth for Egypt. This era is particularly celebrated and known for its remarkable advances in art, showcasing a unique blend of realism and idealism. It was also a golden age for literature with the creation of timeless stories and poems, and a flourishing of daily life that touched every level of Egyptian society. Pharaohs like Mentuhotep II, who initiated the Middle Kingdom, and Senusret III, a powerful military leader, implemented policies that made Egypt stable and wealthy again, fostering an environment of peace and economic growth. They invested heavily in infrastructure, building new temples dedicated to the gods, and expanded trade routes connecting Egypt with distant lands and bringing valuable resources into the kingdom. Artists, benefiting from the era's prosperity, created beautiful jewelry adorned with precious stones, statues that captured the likeness of pharaohs and gods, and vibrant paintings that decorated tombs and temples. Writers, highly respected members of society, recorded stories of gods and heroes, composed moving poems, and preserved wisdom on papyrus scrolls, ensuring that knowledge and culture would be passed down through generations. Life for ordinary Egyptians, while still demanding, was busy but also rewarding, with opportunities for advancement and a sense of community. Most people were farmers, the backbone of the Egyptian economy, growing essential crops like wheat and barley along the fertile banks of the Nile, relying on the river's annual floods to nourish their fields. Families lived in mud brick houses, simple yet functional dwellings that provided shelter from the harsh sun. Children played games with handmade toys, learning valuable skills and social customs through their play, while adults worked diligently in the fields, ensuring a steady supply of food for the entire kingdom. Others learned crafts like pottery, creating beautiful and functional vessels, and weaving, producing textiles for clothing and household use. Religion was an integral part of daily life, and people prayed to many gods and goddesses, seeking their favor and guidance in all aspects of their lives. They offered prayers and sacrifices for health, protection, and good harvests, ensuring the continued prosperity of their families and communities. The Middle Kingdom also saw the rise of a more prominent middle class, composed of merchants, scribes, and artisans. More people could own land, a sign of increasing economic opportunity and social mobility, and have a greater say in their communities, contributing to the overall stability and progress of the kingdom. This period of growth, innovation, and social change set the stage for Egypt's greatest age, the New Kingdom, a time of unparalleled power and cultural achievement. The New Kingdom, a truly remarkable era in ancient Egyptian history, spanned from approximately 1550 to 1070 BCE. This period marks a significant chapter in Egypt's story, filled with powerful pharaohs and lasting legacies. It was really Egypt's golden age, a time of unprecedented prosperity and cultural flourishing. The wealth accumulated during this period is still evident in the magnificent artifacts that have been unearthed. During this time, Egypt became the richest and most powerful it had ever been, expanding its influence and control over a vast territory. The life-giving Nile River was the source of this power, enabling agriculture and trade. Pharaohs expanded the empire through strategic military campaigns, built grand temples to honor the gods and showcase their power, and, left their mark on history, ensuring their names would be remembered for millennia to come. Their stories are etched in stone and preserved through hieroglyphs. One of the first famous rulers of this era was Hatshepsut, a woman who actually became pharaoh, defying convention and expectations. She ruled for over 20 years, bringing stability and prosperity to Egypt. She built beautiful temples, including the magnificent temple at Deir el-Bahri, and traded with far-off lands, expanding Egypt's economic reach. Akhenaten, another unique ruler who dared to challenge the established order, tried to change Egypt's religion, sparking controversy and resistance. He did so by worshipping only one god, the sun disk Aten, a radical departure from traditional polytheism. His ideas were new and revolutionary, but not everyone liked them, especially the powerful priests of the old gods. Ramses II, also called Ramses the Great, a name that truly reflects his accomplishments, ruled for an impressive 66 years, a testament to his strength and leadership. He led armies into battle, expanding Egypt's borders and influence, built huge statues of himself to project power and immortality, and made peace with Egypt's enemies, ushering in an era of stability. His temples at Abu Simbel, a monumental testament to his reign, are still visited by tourists from around the globe today, marveling at their grandeur. The New Kingdom was also the time of Tutankhamun, a pharaoh whose story continues to fascinate, the boy king who ascended to the throne at a young age. His tomb was found full of treasures, offering invaluable insights into the life and beliefs of ancient Egyptians. This incredible discovery was made in 1922, capturing the world's imagination. The New Kingdom eventually ended with wars that weakened the empire, and weak rulers who struggled to maintain control. But its achievements in art, building and leadership left an indelible mark on the world, and are still remembered and admired today, a testament to the enduring power of ancient Egyptian civilization. Religion shaped every part of life in ancient Egypt. The Egyptians believed in many gods and goddesses, each with their own powers. The most important god was Ra, the sun god who traveled across the sky each day. Osiris ruled the afterlife, and Isis was the goddess of magic and motherhood. The pharaoh was seen as a link between the gods and the people. Temples were built as homes for the gods, and priests performed daily rituals to keep them happy. The Egyptians believed that the gods controlled the floods, harvests, and health of the land. Belief in the afterlife was strong. Egyptians thought that when they died, their souls would travel to the next world. They built tombs and filled them with food, treasures, and tools for the journey. The process of mummification helped preserve the body so the soul could live forever. These beliefs led to the building of grand pyramids, tombs, and temples. Even today, Egyptian religion and myths are studied around the world. The ancient Egyptians were clever inventors and thinkers. They created one of the first writing systems called hieroglyphics. This writing used pictures and symbols to record stories, laws, and prayers. Scribes learned to read and write, and their work helped run the country. Egyptians were skilled in maths and science. They used simple tools to measure land and build huge monuments. They studied the stars to create a calendar, which helped farmers know when to plant crops. Doctors used herbs and surgery to treat illnesses, and they wrote some of the earliest medical books. Building the pyramids and temples took great knowledge and planning. Workers used ramps, levers, and teamwork to move huge stones. Artists painted colorful scenes on walls, showing everyday life and religious stories. These achievements show how advanced Egypt was. Their inventions still inspire scientists and engineers today. After the New Kingdom, Egypt began to weaken. Foreign invaders such as the Libyans, Nubians, Assyrians, and Persians took control at different times. The country's wealth and power faded. Pharaohs had less control, and the people faced hard times. Later, famous conquerors like Alexander the Great and the Romans took over Egypt. The last great queen was Cleopatra VII. She tried to keep Egypt free, but after her death in 30 BCE, Egypt became part of the Roman Empire. Many temples and monuments were damaged or forgotten. The secrets of Egypt, like how to read hieroglyphics, were lost for centuries. People from other countries came to explore and take treasures away. Even though the Pharaonic Age ended, Egypt's wonders survived. The world would soon rediscover them. Today, ancient Egypt is a symbol of mystery and greatness. People all over the world study its history, visit its monuments, and dream about its secrets. The pyramids, mummies, and golden treasures remind us of what humans can achieve. Egypt's art, writing, and inventions changed the world. The Rosetta Stone helped us unlock the secrets of hieroglyphics. Museums hold objects that teach us about Egyptian life, from toys and tools to jewelry and statues. We're fascinated by the stories of the pharaohs and their quests for immortality. Ancient Egypt shows us how people can work together to build amazing things, solve problems, and leave a mark on history. By studying Egypt, we learn about the power of ideas, teamwork, and believing in something bigger than ourselves. The secrets of ancient Egypt remind us that our own stories are still being written.